The trees are shedding and Jack Frost is punching at your nose. November is cold, but spirits are warm. Because it's that time of month again where we feature some new free things to do. This video is sponsored by the subscribe button, making sure you don't miss the next Urban Caffeine video. So go ahead and hit subscribe. Remember, the 5th of November. Well, the movie came close. We're not looking at the 5th, but the 6th of November. During this day, spectators line up the streets of New York to cheer on all 50,000 runners as they pound the pavement during the New York City Marathon. As someone who's ran a marathon twice, having people at the sideline cheer for you really does lift up the spirits, especially at that gruesome 20-mile mark. People make an event out of watching the marathon. Some even camp out all day long. The New York Marathon touches all 5 boroughs. It starts at the tip of Staten Island, where runners will run the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. It will run through Brooklyn, a bit of Queens, over the Roosevelt Island Bridge into the Upper East Side of Manhattan, up to the Bronx, then back down to Central Park, where it ends. Sadly, you can't watch the beginning of the race, but you can line up all along the rest of the route except on any bridges. And if you have a runner that you're cheering for, you can track them via their bib number in the NYC Marathon app. Link is in the description below. In my experience, I found success seeing a runner at either Brooklyn or Queens. Then, as they run to the Bronx, I make my way to Central Park in time to catch them a second time before meeting them at the finish line. A big difference between a museum and a gallery is that a museum will usually charge an entry fee or ask for a donation. Yes, there are some free museums out there, but most will charge some sort of entry fee. The artwork in a museum is mainly for education or creating cultural awareness. In a nutshell, art is for viewing only and is not for sale. Galleries do not charge for an entry fee, so it's free to visit, because they make their profit from selling and dealing art. Going to art galleries is a way to enjoy art from today's times from artists who are still alive in this generation. In museums, you'll find mostly works of artists from different time periods and how they expressed their feelings about the times that they were living in. Think Picasso and Guernica. This mural was Picasso's response to the bombing of Guernica, a Spanish town in 1937. But what about today? How are artists expressing and reacting to the current events of today? See how art is expressed in today's times by visiting a gallery. The Chelsea Gallery District is in this area of Manhattan. It runs from 18th to 28th Streets between 10th and 11th Avenues. You can spend a day, an afternoon, or evening hopping from one gallery to the next. I linked this website in the description below that shows a map of the galleries in the area plus the list of current events. While you're in the area, the neighborhood is fun to explore by itself, or you can hop on the High Line, where you can enjoy an elevated view of the neighborhood and city. You can walk up the High Line to Hudson Yards, or walk it down to the Meatpacking District to visit Chelsea Market. Either direction is not a bad way to go. There are 2 large parades happening in November, the Veterans Day Parade and the Thanksgiving Day Parade. The Veterans Day Parade honors military and veterans. Watching the parade is free and is a way to say thank you to all those who have and are still serving the country. The Veterans Day Parade is in Midtown Manhattan. The parade starts with an opening ceremony at the Eternal Light Monument at Madison Square Park. After the ceremony, the parade will start at 26th Street and 5th Avenue around 9 a.m. and end at 46th Street at around 11 a.m. As for the Thanksgiving Day Parade, it's a lot longer parade that starts at the Upper West Side and ends in Midtown Manhattan. It starts at around 9 a.m. in the Upper West Side on 75th Street and Central Park West. It will make its way down to Columbus Circle, where it will turn and march on 59th Street until it reaches 6th Avenue. It will march along 6th Avenue all the way down until it reaches the front of Macy's flagship store at around noon. To get prime viewing spots, people usually camp out along the route starting at 6 a.m. For the general public, you can watch the parade in the west side of Central Park West, and the other recommended area is this stretch of 6th Avenue from 59th Street to 38th. There are no public viewing spots in front of Macy's where the parade ends. If you want to see the balloons in person, but do not want to camp out all morning on Thanksgiving Day, you can watch the balloon inflation event the night before Thanksgiving. They inflate the balloons between noon and 6 p.m. It would be better to go later rather than earlier when most of the balloons are already inflated. The parade balloons are inflated in the Upper West Side at the American Museum of Natural History. The balloons will be on the north and south sides of the museum. Last year, they had people enter on 72nd Street to check for vaccination cards, and they were funneled along Central Park West so they could thin out the crowd before viewing the balloons. This year it could be different, so check out for announcements online as you get closer to November 23rd. And while you're there, you can walk to Central Park while there's still light. And we interrupt this program by a word from our sponsor, the subscribe button. Tell me, Miss Subscribe Button, what does it mean to you when people notice you and click on you? Oh, darling, am I on? Oh, first of all, thank you so much for this interview. I've been dying to tell the world they must click subscribe. It's very important. I just shiver at the thought of those people missing a video. Well, Miss Subscribe. Oh, just imagine getting lost in the city or not knowing the latest on public transit or the latest in urban ideas. Such a tragic life. Oh, indeed it is. But everyone, click subscribe right now. Right now. The channel depends on it. The channel thrives on it. The channel exists because of its subscribers. Oh! All right, and that was a word from our sponsor, the subscribe button. Thank you. You heard her, everybody. Click on the subscribe button. A big thank you to the subscribe button for sponsoring this video. And back to more free things to do. There are many places to ice skate in New York City. The iconic Rockefeller rink can charge anywhere from $21 to $51 for an hour of ice skating in November. This range can go up to $65 in December. It all depends on the time of day, and evenings are usually the peak times. Central Park has a better deal and your time is unlimited. Plus, it's a lot larger rink with better ice. But what's even better than cheaper ice skating is free ice skating. Granted, you only get about an hour to skate, but you can always reserve another time slot. But if you don't have skates, rentals can cost quite a bit. If holiday ice skating is a tradition you want to keep doing, owning some skates is worth it. A pair of $80 ice skates is equivalent to 2 to 4 rentals at Bryant Park. Again, it depends on when you go. The Winter Village at Bryant Park also has shops to browse or grab snacks from. Bryant Park is in Midtown Manhattan. While you're at Bryant Park, make sure to check out the New York Public Library's main branch, which is also another free thing to do. The Winter Village will be facing 6th Avenue, and the library entrance will be on 5th Avenue. As for getting there, as it happens, Bryant Park sits on the BDFM and 7 trains, so this area is really easy to get to. At some point during the last week of November, Saks Fifth Avenue will start displaying their annual light show, and this will go on through the holiday season. Along with this, stores will be decking out their window displays. From 5 to 10 p.m. every night, the light show will take place every 10 minutes and will last about 5 minutes. So if you're walking by and happen to catch the tail end of the light show, just hang out for 10 minutes and it will start again. Saks Fifth Avenue is in Midtown Manhattan. It's on 5th Avenue between 49th and 50th Streets, right across the Rockefeller Center. The famous Rockefeller tree is another fun free thing to do, but the tree won't be ready for viewing until around December 1st. The nearest subway trains to this area are the EMBD and F trains. As for window displays, more and more stores will be decking out their windows as November progresses. Some notable displays aside from Saks are Macy's, who usually has their windows ready a week before Thanksgiving, and Bergdorf Goodman, which may be ready around the same time. But there are plenty of other windows to be seen in Manhattan. Comment below if there's a store you would like to suggest. We've covered a decent amount of free things to do in New York City this month. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel for future videos. In the meantime, check out this playlist on other free things to do in New York City. Until next time, thank you so much for watching and happy New Yorking!